For those of you familiar with Dr. Wolfula's channel, I would like to get one thing straight and address that I do not intend to copy or duplicate or imitate any channel's content. Halloween and horror movies were always my favorite topic of conversation, and I tried having a channel in the past dressing as different monsters for my reviews, but sadly didn't have much costumes or a decent budget or a good camera. But now those times have changed, and Dr. Wolfie, if you're watching, I love your channel and do not mean any disrespect and hope you have a good day. I am just a rockin' Dracula, living dead vampire, living on the outside and dead on the inside, suffering insomnia, so I'll film in the darkness of daylight before I descend into the coffin. Hello, you ghouls and goblins. Welcome to another episode of Monster Man Reviews. So, for the month of November, I thought this would be a perfect family feast feature. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, if you're watching this in the holiday. To finish the franchise is today's topic, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, directed yet again by Tobe Hooper. Now, a moment of silence for those we've lost from the Texas Chainsaw films. Back to the review. The plot comes with two college frat boys riding the road to nowhere, wreaking havoc, damaging property. They begin pestering a local radio DJ named Stretch with obscene phone calls while playing a game of chicken with the truck on the road they wish they never have crossed paths with in the end. They call Stretch back only for it to be an unnerving death call. The kills depicted are far more bloody and gruesome, with the impact of the humor included. A stranger discovers the police crime scene. The stranger turns out to be Sally and Franklin's uncle from the first movie, wanting justice for the murders which took place 14 years earlier, but police shrugged the deaths off as grisly accidents. The next day, in a local paper, Stretch reads about the relative, and she approaches Lefty with the tape of the night before, but decides to do nothing at first, feeling at a dead end with the case. Fun fact, that Tobe Hooper cameos in this scene. Later on, Lefty meets up with Stretch outside of the radio station to request the tape playing on the air for bait. Once she does play it, she got some uninvited fans, of course, to antagonize or kill her. Instead, Leatherface does a scene that I feel uncomfortable to show, so I'm just going to show this. For their hideout, Stretch pursues towards them, but ends up being chased by Lefty. She falls down a trap rigged to descend into the tunnels, same as a Goonies character it reminded me of. The rest of the movie is kind of like the first, with Grandpa trying to kill her with the hammer but fails to, and the same dinner scene. In my opinion, the film paces a little slowly with the long chase scenes throughout the movie, but that's just my opinion. But I will admit this, in film sequels, they feel like a copy-paste version of the first movie. What makes them great is when you change things up for the better, to subvert our expectations, or add and explore elements that we've never seen in a character or characters before. Now, after getting into that, this is where I'd say you'd end a sequel. So let's get right into the positives and negatives. For my first positives, I like that it's straightforward and a simple plot with no distinct characters, getting right into the story and picking up really quick. Another positive is Tom Savini as the makeup effects artist. He is the master of the horror effects, the Sultan of Spatter, and it definitely does so here. And also another positive is Bill Moseley as Chop Top, one of the most iconic characters of horror, and he's also the most entertaining of the movie, I think. And also I would love to add the late Dennis Hopper's performance, because he got backlash for this movie back then, but I don't think it's that bad, and the performance he does is very good, and I love how he looks like he's ready to go to the apocalypse or The Walking Dead with these scenes. And also, for my last positive, is this is how you end the Sawyer family. This is where I stop the franchise, because they die in this movie with nothing left to be filmed afterwards. But for some reason, there's always more in the franchise to add, but that's just my opinion. I would have liked to end it here. And now for my negatives. I will admit for how much I do appreciate the movie. The film is short, but with the hide-and-seek chase scenes, it feels like it drags in its pacing, in my opinion. And the third act was a nice homage, but I feel like we get so many of these damn dinner scenes. But at the same time, it felt a little silly with its humor, which is another negatives I'm gonna say, but overall it's not bad. I have to give it, for my rating, a 6.9 out of 10. I'm sorry if it's not higher than what you would have expected, but I still enjoy the flick, and I hope you do too, and I hope you have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a spooky day, everyone.
What the shit? Hey, lick my plate, you dog dick!